Welcome back to All the Crackers in the Box. Hi, it's me, your friend Corey, with my Hexie cardigan. I've only got this little bit left, and then this side is going to be called Done for now. Being that I'm not sure how much I'm going to need, let me just fold this here so you get a better idea of roughly how big. So, let's pull back a little. No. Pull back just a touch. There we go. That gives you a better idea of how long this is. And this goes down to almost where my pants go. And this is about here on my arm. So we're getting there. Not as fast as I would like. But I mean, this is a fingering yarn. I went into my stash. Saved an old bag from Temu or Amazon. I'm not even sure anymore. However, this is what our yarn looks like in its skein. Isn't that pretty? It is very nicely done up. It's beautifully put together. So shiny. Let's hang out and talk about yarn and yarn accessories. So it seems like I'm hitting this one hard this week, which I kind of am. I am determined to start the next side this week. So let's see. This is a bonus bundle. This is the biggest one you can get. It is 875 yards or 800 meters. So this is 800 meters, just about, the one I finished. Super fine one weight. It would take a 3 or a 3.25 millimeter knitting needle, and it recommends 3.5. And I totally agree with that. 82% acrylic, 18 polyester, machine wash and dry. And it's called Summer Nights. And I really like it. This one, the name of it is Treasure Island. That's the part I forgot. Treasure Island. And it does look very treasury, doesn't it? Shining. Blues, greens. Very tropical. Very fun. Anyways, let's get this going. Taking out my stitch marker, plopping it into my portable box. Over to the side, I'll show you my portable box for my crochet hook for when I take it out of the house. The foam in it is nice and firm. And I have put other sizes in there, but I prefer my 3.5 to live in there because this is meant for it. I am possibly thinking about buying some of the other individual sizes as I need them. I am also thinking about maybe just grabbing the whole pack as individual pieces to get the boxes for them so I can take them wherever I want, because I apparently am a travel crocheter. I take it with me when I go places like out with the kids, back and forth to work. I mean, on my lunch break, I pull it out and try to do a little bit of stitching while I'm there, because that's one of the only times I ever get. And so I've been doing that at lunchtime, which has been very lovely. Helps keep the day feel less stressful because I get a little bit of yarn time in there. Oh, goodness. Just trying to find some relax in my life. Hair to do, nails to do, house to clean. I still have to take down my Christmas stuff. But I'm not in any big rush. The kids really enjoy it, so I'll leave it for a bit. Take a little down at a time. I'm also looking at reorganizing all my decorations and where I have them, where I keep them, that kind of thing, as well as figuring out how to fix my yarn corner into a workable space. Right now, it is not usable. even after moving everything around, I'm still stuck with the same problems, just in a different direction. So I have to go back to the drawing board. The biggest piece is my antique desk. I may have to store that while I figure out how to restore it to where I want it. And I might not be able to restore it. I don't know. The wood seems to be getting more and more brittle, and I don't know what to do about it, so I am probably just going to have to clear it off and just take it out of the mix for a while and hopefully figure something out with it. But I'm not crazy confident that it's going to work, so that's a little sad. But it is what it is, and I will have to take a million pictures and maybe have it redone. Have someone make something almost the same, or save a piece of the front panel that my great-grandfather chiseled in a design. And that's the part that I think if I have to give it up, that's the only thing I would definitely keep. The rest of it is very much what it is, but that piece with the chiseling of the design is very beautiful and very thoughtful, and was a beautiful gift to my great-grandmother for their wedding. So if I could preserve it, I definitely will try my best. At the very worst, at the very least, I can use the front panel as a beautiful wall hanging and just leave it at that. So that might be what I end up doing if I cannot figure out how to preserve it better and keep it and update it, because it's been through some time. I mean, it is 100 years old, and so I'm just hoping that it will be something I can actually refurbish in a good way and keep its integrity and not have to take it all down and make it into something it isn't. Does that make sense? It's like buying an old farmhouse and turning it into a modern house. It doesn't make a lot of sense. Like, modern aspects, yes, definitely. But I mean, when you start taking out all the beautiful woodwork and all the stuff that was handcrafted and all that good stuff, you've essentially should have just built a new house if that's what you wanted. To some extent. Because of course some of that stuff is so old and ends up with damage, water damage, elements, that kind of thing, and it's not savable, and I get that. That's why it's harder and harder to find the original tin roofs. Like, yes, they have a variation of a plastic one you can put up, and you can spray it to look like a tin roof, like a ceiling. But I mean, when you see an actual one from the time period, they are very cool. But for me, a lot of that stuff from that time period was from those older time periods were mostly because people actually handcrafted them. They weren't machine made per se, and wood carvings and all that kind of stuff, the wood panelings in old houses. I am absolutely in love with them, just because I know that someone put a lot of work and effort into it, and they are still standing long after they have gone. So to me, that is really neat. Sorry, I was watching some renovation shows this morning before I started making my videos, so I'm thinking of paneling and stuff like that too. But I mean, a lot of it is a lot of the same kind of materials as my desk, so that's why my brain goes to that. And I just really enjoy watching people restore things or find ways to make older things fit into our world now. So that is always really, really neat. There's a good chance I'm going to be continuing this into the next couple videos, because like I said, my goal for this week is to get one side done. There's no way I'm going to get the dress done this week. The rows are way too big, but I feel like I could possibly be starting the next side of this one a little sooner than the other one. The other one I'm going to need a pattern, which I can get. It's on YouTube, because Bag O'Day is so great. Yeah, Bag O'Day Crochet, fantastic. She has so many tutorials if you're looking for stitches, general ideas on how to make things. She is your lady. I also really like the Crochet Witch. Heather is very, very sweet, and her aesthetic is very similar to my own, so I find that very relaxing. I like alt knots. Her hair is and makeup are totally fabulous. The red's too much for me, but I decided to go with blue. But I'm a blue girl. I love my blues. It's my favorite color. But yeah, seeing her do her hair made me think, maybe I could do my hair. And then when I started working, I'm seeing this blue dye over and over at my work, and I'm like, hey, can I do my hair? Does it really matter? Will it affect the job? My manager was like, do what you want with your hair. It is not about your job. So as long as I'm not going crazy, I mean, I could probably shave my head and they'd probably be like, that's cool. You're still here. You're still doing your job and you're still serving the customers the way you should. No problem. And I like that. That's really cool. Because some places really think your image is going to be affecting your job. And it can, to some aspects, but for the most part, most people nowadays are just kind of like, if you're here and you can help me with what I need, then I don't care how your hair is. I don't really care what color your skin is and none of that. You helped me with my issue. I got what I needed, and now I'm gonna walk away. Which is fantastic. I think that's how it should be. Anyway. Oh, sorry, I just took a deep breath and cracked about 4 spots on my back. Tired lady today. Woke up at 3:30 in the morning for no apparent reason. I was up for a good hour and a half after that. Had a small nap, and then everybody had to get up for the day. Son had to go to work. The girls aren't able, I don't let the girls sleep in too much on weekends because Monday morning can be, a doozy. The little one definitely is a sleep girl. If she doesn't get enough sleep, we all pay. She enjoys a good sleep. She's going to be the tired teenager. I just know it. I'm going to have the worst time getting her up when she gets to be in her teens. She's going to have struggles getting to school. I mean, she's 5 now, and she already is just like, I'm going to bed. What 5-year-old tells you they're going to bed because they're tired? In the middle of the day, she'll go lay on the bed. She's like, I'm comfortable here. It's nice and quiet. I'm about to have a little nap. Okay. There we go. Got the laundry going. Got some dusting to do. I think, I have to put that on my mental list. I need to change the filter in the furnace. Sorry, I'm just muttering my little list to myself while I'm admiring how beautiful this yarn is and how pretty it is as it's worked up. Now this is a yarn that when I got it, I couldn't just put it aside. I did for about a couple hours. And then I just kept thinking about how pretty it is. I mean, look at it in that skein. Look at that skein. It is so very pretty. Could you resist this sitting there saying, hey, I bet I'd look really nice all worked up? It did. That's what it said to me. And it does. It is really, really pretty. I can imagine other stitches with this would look really nice, but this is suiting exactly what I want. And it's going to be so pretty when it's done. It's going to have the length I want. And it's going to be similar to my duster, but with a different stitch and a slightly different shaping. Because I went with the Hexagon Granny stitch. I thought about moss, I thought about a couple different kinds, but this is what I needed. This is what I should have done. No, not should have. This is what this is meant to be. For what my vision is. Any other stitch I don't think would work. It'd be too bulky or too much. I want this to be about the color. And I want this to be about the shine. But I also would like it to be a little bit on the warmer side. So if I do decide to use it as, say, a bathrobe or something I wear to and from work, that I will be cozy and warm. Because I am considering using it as a bathrobe. I think it's got the fabulous style that I want for a bathrobe. And I don't really have one except for my oversized silk one, which I don't always want to wear. I sweat in it during the summer. During the winter, it's fabulous. It's great during the spring and fall. But summertime, it's double lined, so it is quite thick. It is a men's one, and it is beautifully made, and it is beautiful silk. And the dragons on it are phenomenal, but it can be a little bit heavy to wear during certain times of the year. So I'm looking at that too. And this one works up pretty fast when I give it the time to. I mean, I've only been working on this one for a couple months, where the dress started around the same time, but I was already way deeper into the, well, I did not. I started it around my birthday last year. Yes, because that's a little after, I think in the January or February area. Simply because I got it for my birthday, and that's as long as it took before I could hold myself back from touching and playing with it. And believe me, there's a lot of yarns calling to me right now in my yarn stash. When I went over there, I was just like, oh, I want to play with you. I want to play with you. I know what I'm doing with you. Not sure about you yet, but I hear ya. Yes, my yarns talk to me on a very regular basis. Okay. Oh goodness, don't go backwards. Ah, that one was just not happening. There we are. And I just wanted to see how long the video was. I looked away, I lost my stitch, but I put it back. It's all good. It's all fine. 2 and 3. So effective, simple, but so pretty. And like I said, this one is not heavy at all. It's got a very nice light cushy feel to it, even though it is a fingering, which is really an odd way of describing something that should feel super light and easy, but no, it's got a really comfortable feel to it. Anyways, thanks for joining me here today at All the Crackers in the Box, and I will see you again very soon. Bye.